We are almost 2 hours late. And this 2 hours late is no guarantee that we'll be in time ever, because what is happening is God is not listening to the appeal. It is only 24 hours in a day and we want about 28 hours. It's not happening. Isn't that terrible? When I take time to try to know the Lord a little better, all I have to do is search my heart. It's written. Oh well, Shirley and Muggins are here. Well, these are two beautiful women New Mexico could produce. And let us see what the Democrats have in their fate. They are trying to produce another third woman, but if Reagan's jelly beans do not reach them, they will win. But if somehow he makes them eat his jelly beans, that's the end of the Democrats for another 4 years. Oh. My position with you is that it depends on the circumstances what I'm going to achieve within these few days, but I need a lot of your prayers. Somehow in this old age I've started believing in prayers. Is it a good idea? I don't think so. Is it? How are you, Alaskan? You're pretty, huh? 6 months you see your husband, 6 months you don't. Or sometime tell the girl how to live, not seeing a man for all these days, and what you do behind the curtain, you know. She's a pretty interesting girl. I couldn't sit and enjoy with her. When I was in Alaska, she was really humorous, funny. I like her. She's quite a thing. If you try to know certain secret, call them Alaskan secrets. She's good at it. You know, my situation, I know a lot of things. Certain things I know through experience, certain things I know I meet a lot of people, certain things I know they come in my way, certain things I know intuitively, certain things I know through meditation. But the funny part of this is that Sri Hari is here. That I do not know why it happened. And why she left me when she claimed I'm in love with you. And yesterday I couldn't even track her down. You?
Yeah, she told me.
Quite a favor, very favor. It's a great favor. It's a favor. I'm going to build a box of cedar wood which nobody can eat away. And I'm going to put you in and I'm going to lock it. Then I'm going to get a very hefty kind of black guy who can carry you in the back. And people say, what? We say it is a special equipment. And we write on the wooden box, CIA. So no custom will check it. You like the idea? Today we are starting one of the greatest subjects in the history of the man, which man tried to learn and always was foolish, and brought him the miseries, and out of those miseries came the birth of the religion. There was no religion to begin with. Man had only one religion, to live. That was the religion. And because the man did not know the psychology of communication and could not keep the tab on it, it created miscommunication and misunderstanding. The net result was the chaos. Out of chaos, man wanted to become wiser. So become wiser, man wanted to know. To know, man wanted to experience. Then man made certain ethical laws, certain morals laws, certain spiritual laws. All those moral, ethical and spiritual laws, when were put together, they became the religion, one way or the other. And then afterwards, man look at those laws, look at the religion and those practices which gave him the experience, like United States of America. We have the best constitution, best human rights, best everything. We can't live it. So man made such a beautiful, bountiful, religious pathway, but he could not travel. That is the lump sum story of the man. Knows all, builds all, does all, but does not know how to live to it. Man could not live his own rules. Man cannot stimulate his own glandular system. Man cannot upkeep his own nervous system. Man cannot keep his circulatory system. Man cannot produce his own purity of his own blood, which feeds his body, through which he lives. Do you really understand what is going on? That's the fact. Don't misunderstand. The man cannot go to the moon. Man has gone on the moon before. On a single chair. Those who were born, those aeroplanes and whatever they were just like cars. They used to run on what you call as mercury vapors. Mercury will transfer itself to the mercury vapors, then mercury vapors will transfer itself. Mercury will create so much heat and generate so much energy that man could fly 5,000 miles per hour in a single little aeroplane, which go to space, visit other stars. I mean, that was just like, let us go to Espanola, let us go to Matilda, right? We say sometimes, right? That's how they used to say, let us go to the underworld, let us go to such and such star, let us go to such and such place. It's not religious myth, it's the reality, it's the experience written in the scriptures. There was the power, there is still that power, and there is going to be the same power. It's not going to be taken away from man. Because God is complete, God is perfect, so is the human. Perfect cannot create imperfect. Perfect? So nothing in you is imperfect. It can't be. It's not possible. You understand? Perfect could only create perfect. Then from where the imperfect came? The imperfect came when we lost track of our originality, when we lost track of our simplicity, our own reality. Who am I? I am three things. I am a bhajan, I am a yogi bhajan, I am a bhajan who Siri sings of, right? You follow? No, that's not enough. I'm a father, I'm a friend, I'm a boyfriend, I'm a girlfriend, I'm a man, I'm an idiot, I'm a great, I'm a butt on which everybody has to put his shit, I'm the greatest man who has to be worshipped. God knows how many facets I've got developed into multiple facets, and there sits a one simple thing. Very simple thing, bhajan. Identity. A creature. But you want to look at me, you can go miles and miles for positive and miles for negative, and in the end you say, where we are, who is this? And that's not a confusion about me, it's a confusion about all of you. Your greatness and your smallness or brittleness is so vast that it can create a gulf which can contain the entire planet in it. Idea is what to do. We have religion, we cannot live up to it. We have discipline, we cannot make it. We have personality, we cannot express it. We have position, we cannot stand on it. God, we have everything and we can't use anything. So what we have to do? Talk, not to talk, talk to communicate. First rule. Talk to? Now let us communicate today. That's the workshop we want to go through. I need volunteers one after the other. I'll give the subject. Anybody can stand up, but one at a time. Make up your mind. Okay, so be it. In 15 lines, communicate that you hate me the most and I am the ugliest person on the planet. Don't waste time. I don't see it is very difficult to say. Law of polarity says whosoever is positive is equally negative, and that is neutral. I know you are emotional, devotional. You're devotional, you go on the mic, yeah. So I'll pick up a subject which you have to work on, right? Say 15 lines which should convince this audience that I am the dirtiest person on the planet and you are the most graceful woman on the earth. If you say dirty things which make you feel and look ugly, then job is not done.
I don't think it's possible, sir.
I can give you an example. You love me very much. I'm going to tell you you don't. I'm going to not look ugly and you are going to look bad. And don't take it personally, okay?
Okay.
I have seen you somewhere. Do you know where?
Yes.
Can you tell me?
Right here.
Yeah, that I know you will say, because you do not want to share your past with me. Is there some secret and something you don't want to share?
I think you know it all already.
Well, I think you are very defensive and you're putting on me. And I know you do not want to know certain things, but I would like to know things which are in the past and which you know and I know. Can you share openly? Where did I meet you the first?
Well, physically in the Washington Tantra course, 1972.
Oh, were you doing something very inhuman those days?
I don't know. In those days they didn't seem to be inhuman, but they seem close to it now.
All right, 15 seconds have gone by. All I have done is created a doubt. Do you watch it?
Yes.
Do you all watch it?
Yes.
First thing when you want to ruin somebody is create doubt about that person. Just I'm telling the negative communication so that you always know, so that you can always be aware what is happening. First law of communication, psychology of communication, first law is never say anything directly negative about a person, but in communication create doubt. Create doubt, called duality. Okay? Now second part is called challenge. And indirectly challenge the situation or the personality. Indirectly challenge situation or, alright, that you can do. You have heard a lot of slander about me, just make it a little polished and go ahead.
Oh boy. There have been a lot of people who have been your students, and it seems that many people have left these days in the last 6 months.
Oh yeah, I know that too.
These were very intelligent people, it seemed. That some of them were PhDs and...
Yeah, thank God they left, you know. Sometimes intelligent people, yeah, they were intelligent. I miss them. But I'm happy they have left.
They seem to be...
Because they will take their intelligence with them and go.
They seem to be happy they have left also, that they had very...
They are feasting every day. Some of them even have gained weight. I get good news about it. Mm-hmm. Oh, they are happier than lot, and they are having all kind of feast, and they have every evening as a gala evening, and they are dancing, drinking, enjoying everything in the world, sharing the most precious and trusted things called relationship, and they are extremely in ecstasy. I know that. You are right. I'm glad you have started learning about it.
Is that enough?
No, I'm butting in the negativity is my part of understanding that negative duality and the challenge. And there are two ways of challenging. One is to just rebut it outright, and one is going politely around it. Politely going around it makes you miserable, and rebutting against you makes you strong. What is the choice? You understand? If you rebut any negativity, don't rebut it, but butt in. Remember this law for a woman, that the secret, butt in, but never rebut. Because once you rebut, you have to take the entire burden of it. But butt in, you can always win. I'm going to say, what makes the woman miserable? Rebuttal. That's not your cup of tea. And whenever you're going to rebut, you're going to be either have tears, you're going to blow over, you're going to be angry, you're going to be abusive, you're going to be rude. That's all you can do. Because that's not your thing. You understand? But if you butt in and put a humor with it, as I was doing it, you're always safe, and the person will not talk long. And nobody will make any sense out of it either. So when somebody challenges you, create duality. Because to duality for anger, for slander, for that is his own death. Don't let it hit as a solid piece. Go ahead, say something.
I have some friends who they don't know if you even know who they are. Is that possible?
You have some friends?
They wonder if you know who they are, even would ever like to spend any time with them. People in 3HO, they wonder if you're too busy, perhaps.
Friends are friends. What's your definition of a friend?
That's a good question.
You have to see that I am cornered. In communication, you have to see that I am cornered. And I have to see that you fall flat but not hurt. Just remember, that communication is so dangerous to the self in which you hurt somebody. That's the worst for you. Communication should be a communication in which under no circumstances the other person can feel hurt. Therefore, if you are going to divide the person in the arc of duality, you tear him apart, do everything, but do it in such a humor that you always put a pad under. Go ahead, talk. I can explain you one example which happened to me in my life. As an anchor person, I am most experienced in TV to make somebody so miserable and nail people down to the extent that it is impossible to bypass my stinging nature. If I want to sting somebody on a TV show, I don't think the world has a man of my caliber. And I may not know the subject. That's the pity of it. So, just to test it out, how good I am, a TV station where it was a yogi bhajan show, and those days to get popularity and go through these shows there used to be a time. There was a time when we used to have a time. Remember those days? Funny days, right? Will never come back again, but anyway. Those days we had time when we used to go to this yogi bhajan show, and there's a gay center in Los Angeles. So they wanted to be interviewed, and this station promised them to come by. Okay? And there was a man who was a professed gay, director of the gay center Los Angeles, and there was one woman who called herself the queen, or you call it lesbian or whatever that is. And I had to interview them half an hour. And they didn't let me speak one word. Let me know how.
I remember that. They told you what a great holy man you are.
No, they said, Your Eminence, if there is any fault in us, and you believe in God, it is all divine. And I talk about reproductivity, and then they bring in the will of God, they bring in the scripture. You can't believe it. They hung me with Your Eminence so bad. I'm just explaining to you. They were extremely courteous, absolutely fluent, and totally confusing. And that's the art of communication. You should be totally courteous. Learn these three things. You should be totally courteous, extremely firm. You should know what you are saying. Your courtesy should not look like surface. It should be with absolute training and etiquettes. And you should absolutely be confusing to another person. If you cannot confuse interrogation, you have already lost the case. Remember this. Yep. Say it. You say it. You say anything, I'll confuse you. Make any statement, doesn't matter.
How come we don't believe that boys should be circumcised?
How can we not believe the boy should be circumcised? What is there to believe?
What's been done for years and years?
It has been done for many years, it will continue doing for any years. What is there to believe? You want to believe, circumcision is not something worth believing. Well, your mother said it so, your father said it so, I must say, everybody will say it so, but what is there to believe? You want to believe the boy should be circumcised? Ask the boy. Why the mother? Then circumcise the mother. Got it? Don't offend people with whom you communicate, doesn't matter how neurotic they are, confuse them. There are two things you should do. The communication which you don't like, don't make it a fight. Confuse and diffuse people and their personalities. Now we are learning not the spiritual ethics and morals, we are learning the psychology of communication. You understand? Ethics and morals are man-made laws, and man made them wonderful, and they are highest, they are perfect. But if you cannot confuse and diffuse a person in communication, then you will end up fighting. And that is not ahimsa. Ahimsa is not to pick up a fight or hurt. And communication is the worst hurt. It's more than a sword, more than a knife, and more than anything. Okay, anybody else? Okay, come in. With you. Yeah, you put the, yeah? What are you afraid of? Don't take much time, walk in quick to the mic. We said we'll run the workshop, let us live to it. Let us all participate, let us have a joy of it, okay? Go ahead.
I'm supposed to slander you? Is that what you still want me to do? Or?
What she said?
If she's supposed to respond to you, what is she supposed to slander?
Say anything, whether you want to praise me, or you want to slander me, or you want to appreciate me, or you want to communicate with me. We are two people meeting for the first time right now here, and it's a street 505 Southwest Santa Fe, whatever.
I recognize you from someplace, sir. Don't you teach yoga classes and help students here in the United States?
You are very sweet, but you are very fast.
Oh, okay.
Don't answer the question, let him answer the question. You answer it.
I'm interested in. I would be interested in taking yoga classes from you, sir. Can you tell me where you teach?
You are interested in yoga? Is that true?
Well, I've heard that you teach yoga classes. Isn't that right?
Oh yeah, that seems to be right. But why you want to learn yoga from me?
Well, I've heard that you help people very much through yoga classes, and I would be interested in learning from you.
You want to really learn yoga?
Can you teach me yoga?
Oh, if I get a chance, I will. But the question is, what makes you to motivate towards that end?
Do you think I have the capability of learning from you?
Oh, I don't know. Capability is always with people, and you are one of the people.
But you know so much that I thought that you might be able to see that I have that capability.
I can't even see you, dear girl. I only look at auras. That's the only misunderstanding people have about me. I'm kind of blind, born blind.
Well, you should be able to see me even more clearly that way.
Do you really feel I'm that good?
Yes, sir. I have heard that you are.
Then let me tell you one first lesson in yoga. Don't trust anyone but your own consciousness. Work it on it until we meet again.
Yes, sir. Am I finished, sir?
Isn't that the brightest way to cut the conversation without any offense? Next. Come in. All I'm trying to tell you, if you just understand consciously, communication is the highest art. And don't be extempore without watching it through conscious mind. Just don't communicate without conscious mind. Just don't. It will create trouble to you and to the other person. Yes, I know. Because you may not end up with blue face and insultive words, and your reputation may not be you're a bitch and all that nonsense which the woman is alleged to, because the fact is once you talk emotionally or with anger, you do not have the conscious background with it and you don't supervise the communication, and then those communication create lot of fuss, which I am sick and tired of having women to go through that suffering. Naturally, I didn't do PhD to just sell oranges. I did my PhD in psychology of communication. Then one day I'm going to teach you how to communicate, period. And I'm going to use this whole week for that technique to teach you the art of communication. All today in the workshop I'm telling you, experimenting it, so that you may know about it, that there is some other way to talk also. People are sent to the diplomatic school for about 5 years to learn how to talk diplomatically, and they end up as a mess. But I think basic psychology of communication is that do not create offensive attitude in the other people and in you, and still you can communicate. Not to talk cheap, not to talk deep. Talk just to communicate. Deep talking is sometimes very dangerous and it brings a lot of pain to people. And cheap talking is a waste of time. So we must communicate to communicate. Go ahead. I'll be with you. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask something in reference to that conversation. There's the sincere and insincere person. Was that conversation based on somebody who was insincere about that question?
No. Conversation is always casual and it's always reasonably sincere. What is sincere and what is not sincere it's just a judgment. You can't pass judgment. Art of communication is to communicate. Sincere, insincere, ethical, moral, personal, impersonal, deep, cheap, all that are the facets. But communication is an art in which offense should be eliminated, both ways, to offend somebody and to get offended. The impact of communication is either you get offended or you end up offending. And that is the greatest human tragedy. Lack of communication. Don't you say, oh, our communication failed. Between the communication failure, somebody may be dead. But we're trying to organize now to just let us have the art of communication so that we can talk, we can know, we can feel, we can understand. Go ahead.
Could you give some suggestions, sir, on how to best direct an ashram?
Yeah.
Could you share some ideas with us?
Nothing much to share. Simply help people to elevate them, serve them to elevate them, serve them to serve them.
What are some ways in which you can serve?
Whatever they want.
whatever the students want or the people in the ashram want?
Whatever student wants to be served with, serve them, but just understand, you have to serve them the truth. Dish it out.
And if they're not cooperative?
They should not. How many people cooperate with the truth? When did you hear that everybody cooperates with the truth? People don't cooperate with truth at all. Why you are seeking cooperation?
I guess because it makes it easier.
It becomes business. You serve them and they cooperate with you. It's business. Service, which is a business, is a profit and loss. That's not the ashram. Ashram is to serve them, to just serve them.
Thank you.
That's all? Okay, next. Come in. Ah, now it's a fun. Okay.
I've heard you people like to send your children away on the other side of the world.
Oh yeah. You mean other side of the world, beyond the earth or within the earth?
No, specifically I've heard that you send all your children away to India.
Oh, when did you hear that?
Oh, I've been around the ashram and I've seen people that tell me that their children are gone.
Gone. And did they tell you why they are gone?
Well, I asked them if they miss them.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. First, you heard that children are gone. Don't we agree to that?
Yes.
And did you hear why they are gone?
No. Can you tell me why they're gone?
Oh no, ask them.
Well, I wanted to ask you because...
I am not gone, I'm not a child.
Well, I can't afford the airplane ticket to ask the children, so I thought I would ask you...
No, ask the parents from where you heard.
Well, they got the idea from you, so I wanted to ask you.
They got the idea from me?
Yes.
What was the idea?
To send the children away.
No, we didn't send them away. Children are very much with us. No, my dear sweet lady, please, for God's sake, our children are with us very much, every day, every minute of the breath. We love them, we have them. We are very good parents.
Well, I just think that this is such a great country that I just don't understand why you'd want to send them where everyone's poor.
Our children are with us, they are very rich, they are in a very beautiful environments, and they are very rich and they are very great Americans. But I don't think people should not have the right to visit. They are just great Americans, have the right to visit, don't they?
They do, but I think that they're going to get brainwashed.
Oh, thank God. With what? With soap or with brainwashed with what?
You know, brainwashed where they won't have the same American values as great people in this country.
Oh yeah? And people get brainwashed here? In America, is there a place for brainwashing here?
No, we're a free country.
That's what it is. They are free children. Nobody can brainwash them.
But did they really want to go?
That seems to be a situation of reality. But do you really think they have gone?
They seem to be gone.
Well, Basically, you can live with your misunderstanding, and please understand, our children neither are gone, nor they are gone to be brainwashed, nor they are gone away from us. And the basic idea is that we wanted them to be grown as great people, they wanted to be experienced, they want to be run around, they want to see the whole world. And they're just here.
Okay, you can have your feelings and I'll have mine.
That is true. And perhaps one day, as a mother, you would like to request me to send your child on the world trip too.
Oh no, I would miss them too much. They need me.
Well, you must understand, some people are like kangaroos. And they keep their children with a belly bag, and some people want them to give them values, that they can grow and be strong and walk their own foundation and feel themselves. And I think that's what America is about. But I never knew in America a lot of kangaroos have taken birth in human bodies. I'm pretty confused.
Oh, I'm insulted.
You said something I didn't hear.
Oh, it was insulting to me that you were saying I was like a kangaroo because
I didn't say, my God. Please, lady, I said some people are like kangaroos. I didn't mean, oh, absolutely, please, that's absolutely not the idea. You are not kangaroo. I can see you are a beautiful lady. Oh, you know what I mean is some people are like kangaroos. They feel that they have to have a belly bag and keep the kid in them and run around. And
well, that's the natural way to keep your children with you. God created us to have children.
My basic idea is why to deliver them after 9 months? Why not deliver after 6 years?
Well,
it's a matter of thought, it's a matter of feeling. My personal feeling is a child is born in the grace of God and has the domain and has the destiny and has to walk and has to be. And all as parents we can do and keep him in the love and keep him in the bondage of our own love and affection and vibration and keep him wherever they are. They are within the reach of our prayer and they are within reach of our projection. We are very beautiful people. But we are not kangaroos. We are not. We want our children to see the whole planet. We want the children to rule the planet. We want them wherever they go to spread the light. They are the most innocent angels of God. We don't want to take away their right. They are all over the world. I think somebody might have tried to misinform you.
Well, thank you for enlightening me.
Come on, it is your day. Take any subject, don't worry. Communication is an art. There is no reality in communication anyway.
Satnam, sir. I would like to talk to you about your weight.
Oh, sure.
Pardon me?
This morning my weight was 233 pounds.
How tall are you?
I am 6 foot 2 inches.
I think around the belly.
I am 33 inches high, 33 pounds overweight.
Yes, I would like to put you on a program, streamline your diet and get some more exercise for you.
For that you have not to bother, you have to call Dr. Sram, he's my medical doctor, talk to him. He's really investigating in things that you can really help
But
him.
that doesn't matter because if you don't have the commitment to do it, doesn't matter what Dr. Sram says.
My commitment is within me and plus the help of my doctor, that's a fact.
But he's an excuse at this point. You need to just lose the weight.
No, it's a reality.
Pardon me?
It's a reality, I'm very serious about it.
Then why haven't you lost the weight? I think you should get either another doctor or...
Basically, what I want to explain to you, this is a fact that I've been to another doctor too.
Oh, you have? Who's that?
And
Which doctor is that?
I am also to be the third doctor also these days.
And they don't seem to make any difference. I think you should entrust yourself to me.
The best fact of the situation is that I am just working it out. It is not my weight which is in trouble.
Oh, what is in trouble?
It is the jet lag.
The jet lag. Well, see, we can take care of that.
How?
Through your diet and exercising more. I think you probably sit a lot of hours, and you could do more things on the plane, isometric type exercises to lose weight.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah, so when could we, do you want to discuss now how we're going to do that?
It is absolutely up to you. I'm just, any good suggestion will be so wonderful.
Okay, well, I have
You
been
mean
working.
I should start flying on the magic carpet?
No, I think you should fly in the plane, but I think that you should get some weights, ankle weights, and free weights to work on to lose the weight.
You mean put 2 pounds on the ankle to walk?
And do 108 leg lifts, 108 frogs, that kind of
To be very honest with you, this morning I did 5 more than the 108.
thing. 5 more, I think you should do 3 sets of 108. You have to let the muscle
You mean
burn.
to say I was 1 hour late, I should have been 2 hours late?
No, that you should keep your responsibilities, but you have to be creative. When you're counseling people and things, you do your exercises.
You mean to say when I counsel people I should stop doing...
Exactly. They'll be impressed. That's when you should do it.
That is a fantastic idea. That I will be extremely impressive. I do my up and down and
Yes.
start talking.
Well, yeah, and as you get your stamina up, you'll be able to talk without any problem while
Well,
you're doing
that will take care of all the counseling, I can assure you. Nobody will ever come to get counsel. And you want to give me a title of a jumping yogi?
No, not really. I just think that it would help your image a lot if you would streamline your physique a little bit.
You mean I should get to be skinny?
No, lean and mean.
What is it? Lean and mean. That's very affectionate. Lean and mean. Like that of a meat?
No, not like meat.
Like avocado.
Yeah, lean and mean like an avocado. Without the pit.
Really, you are very suggestive. And your understanding is very affectionate.
I have your best interest at heart.
Oh, I know. I agree. I'll do my best to carry your best interest. I agree, 100%. Very sweet of you.
Thank you.
Keep talking, dummy.
Keep talking, dummy? Okay.
That's it.
I just would
You did
like.
so well.
When do you
and
want?
you
I
should
want to
not
know.
come to thank you. You should try.
Well, I appreciate the compliment because I know that I have a lot
That
to
is
offer
the other
you.
way to shut you up.
I think that I'm still talking. But I would like to set up a schedule of 6 days a week exercising, and
Oh,
Sundays you can have off.
I basically will agree to that in the sense, you know, I have a secretary. And if you train her into it, it will be a great communication, and I shall be personally very grateful.
Well, she's not the point, you are. I don't think I need any go-between.
No, it is not a question of go in between, but it's a question of she will keep the record. I mean, she's also
Of your weight and measurement.
part of it and then run all that program you are running. And the best thing will be to convince her, you can put her on that program, she can have that perfect personal experience.
I would like to know how long of a goal you'd like to set before we take the 33
Oh, till
pounds
my
off.
death, I don't mind.
But that's too long. I mean, you can...
I think the moment I see my secretary getting skinny, it
But
is...
she wants to see you getting skinny. You're going to inspire
Let us
her.
not get into catch-22. The fact is that if you can get her to be skinny...
But you're trying to change the point
No,
of
I
this
am
discussion.
along with you. I am not. No. There's no difference of opinion at all. Problem is the secretary.
No, the problem is you. It's all totally...
No, I definitely agree with you as far as I'm concerned. I want to be lean and mean and green and all that.
Good.
And I'll be just talking, sitting, standing, jumping, whatever you want. But if you can give her a little experience that way, then all the time she will be just an inspiration.
I think your staff generally looks very good.
They are?
Yeah, they look pretty healthy.
I'm the only one who looks bad?
Yeah. About 33 pounds.
I think you have to change your opinion a little bit.
Really? In what way?
I think I do not look very good, but I don't look very bad either.
No, you don't look bad. You have a good, stout physique, but I do think you do need to lose some weight.
Oh, how you know I have a stout physique?
Well, because I can see. I've been trained to see that kind of thing.
Is that true?
Yes, it's very true.
So what you intend to employ, that if I lose all the weight I have to lose, and I do what I have to do, in which way you can help me?
The way you'll be helped is you'll sleep better, you'll have more energy.
I sleep. There's no problem with my sleeping.
We're just going to
With my
maximize.
eating, with
There's
my
no problem.
traveling. My problem is I need somebody trained to remind me all the time.
I'd be happy to do that for you.
Oh damn, you know Sat Simran?
Yes, I do.
Get on her.
Get on her about what?
Training her.
Training her to do what?
To keep me reminding and inspiring me, and just if she loses 30 pounds, I lose 50.
I'd be happy to train her, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Satnam.
Again you have stopped!
What else is there to say? I'm satisfied. We're going to get the weight off you. I'll train
Without
Sat
offending people, you can satisfy them in shortest possible time, but the greatest mistake is don't make them go satisfied in a small pace if they want to take a long phase. There are three ways, okay, thank you. There are three ways of communication: short phase, long phase, and the medium phase. Short phase, long phase, and the... So if a person wants to go with you on a medium phase, you put him on a long phase, it means boring communication. If a person wants to go on a medium phase and you want to put him in a short phase, it means interrupting the communication. If a person wants to be on a long phase and you want to really put on a short phase, it means forget it. So you have to totally gear from the flow of the communication at what phase the other person is and act accordingly. You might be thinking communication or talking was the only subject we were expert in, and now it has become a difficult job, huh? That's not true. Communication is the highest power God has given you. It is the strongest weapon you have. Yes, my dear.
Could you please give me your definition of communication? When you speak of communication, what do you mean?
Between two people, whatever is exchanged is communication.
Anything is communication?
Anything. Communication is the base of everything. It's a body language, it's a person language, it's a sign language, it's a circumstantial language, it's an environmental language. Anything. Between two people there is only one link, it's called communication. Two or many. Do you understand that?
I hear what you're saying and I understand what you're saying.
So where is the difficulty?
I think there are different levels of communication.
Doesn't matter. We are defining communication, not the levels. It doesn't matter what level somebody talks and what level you talk. If the level and the heights of communication will be different, it will be a miscommunication. There's no problem with that. Everything between two individuals or many individuals, between one and many to one, any act is a communication. Is there any specific thing you want to say which I want to clear?
I feel feel that what, with possibly the exception of the last person, that the communication that's been going on, although it is communication within your definition or the definition that you just gave, it's more of a game. It isn't really...
Mostly communicative people communicate as a game. It's just you want to please somebody, it's a game. You want to pick on somebody, it's a game. You want to pull leg of somebody, it's a game. You want to ridicule somebody, it's a game. You want to control somebody, son of a bitch, it's a game. You make somebody look like a lofty and high like a god, it's a game. Communication is a very rare and most precious subject. It's very rare and very precious. Everything else is a game. That's what I want to do, all those workshops, and let people know what the game is, from which center they are talking about, what they actually mean, what is going on. You know, we have to cover a lot of area. But if you have any misunderstanding that communication is not used as a weapon in a game, you're wrong. It's a war game. It's a game to win, it's a game to lose, it's a game to be, it's a game not to be. That's the only thing we have. We do it very often. That was just not one example. You will find million people talking to you every day just as a game. What else?
I feel the highest form of communication is not a game, and it shouldn't be a game. If you really want to send an honest message to someone, it has to be done in such a way so that there's no...
That is not, that's a matter of opinion. What highest message you are going to send and whether somebody can receive it or not, that's between two people. There's nothing to judge about it. But highest message is also a game. You mean highest people in highest office do not exploit? The President of America does not exploit Americans?
I wasn't referring to the political.
I am talking of the spiritual. Spiritual people exploit worse than political. There is no dearth of exploitation. It can go on and on. It's a question of who is talking to who. Exploitation. Game is what? Communication. Normally, any communication which is for the profit and the gain has to take a tendency of exploitation. It's as simple as that. It's a tool. Why people do not like 3HO discipline? Do you know that? Why 3HO and many people in 3HO do not like 3HO discipline? Do you ever know that?
Why they don't like it?
Yeah.
Because of discipline.
Because of the discipline. And what is the discipline? We want them to grow. And we want them to grow so that we can grow. And it's exploitation. And they do not want to take the responsibility, they do not want to grow, and they run away. You know, a lot of people say, well, 3HO is nothing but exploitation, it's a control thing, it's an organization. Question is very simple. We want everybody to get into the discipline and grow enough that they can be helped. Not that hang on me and you and them. And some people do not like freedom. They want to hang on. They like to sit rest of their life like babies. They will never grow. I have seen lot of people in my experience, you tell them you are this, or you are cutting me out. Well, cutting you out for what? Not cutting you out. I'm explaining to you, this is you are, and you grow and be so and keep going. People do not want to change because they feel insecure. And we cannot also hang on with people. We want them to grow. That's where we are. We started based on that we'll create teachers. We never started that we'll have disciples. Some people came to be students and they still want to be students. And when we tell them that they are not students, they are to be teachers, they don't like it. Yes?
Is it possible for two people to communicate on the same motives, without it creating dissension?
When motives and the purpose is the same, people don't utter a word. Talking is done to convince each other. When motive and purpose is the same, you would not sight people uttering one word. I remember there was one girl, she ran out of the house, she registered herself in a motor. Somehow we sent the security out and wanted to find out what is happening, and we found out that she's in such and such motor and room number such and such. And I called and she picked the phone and I said, "This is me." She said, "This is me." And I didn't say and then she said, "I can go back right now, I can go back tomorrow." And I said, "Wait for the escort." She said, "Thank you." I called her husband back and I said, "Go and pick her up." And he said, May I? No. There was no communication with him. There was absolute communication with her. His question was, should I not? I said, "Just go, pick her up, bring her back home and ask her to call me." And with the hesitation he went and he brought her back and she called me. And the next hour morning from the office he called me, he said, "I'm